Hi, welcome to Landscape of Mothers. I'm Jill Clifton. To continue our conversations about raising teenagers, I wanted to talk today about sort of the emotions of teenagers and the skills and tools that it takes adults to be with all of that big emotion. So teenagers are developmentally just going through so much stuff, lots of hormones, lots of stressful things happening at school in the sense of, social stuff is really important and it all feels really tenuous and it always feels like everyone else has it together and, they're the only one who doesn't. And so I'm hearing this in my house a lot lately of like, how the kids think that everybody else has super close friendships and they're the only ones struggling in theirs or whatever. So there's a lot going on. It's pretty intense. And I think that's one of the things that can make it really tough for parents, right? Is that they often have really intense responses to more or less simple or mundane things, as well as to all the other like big deal stuff. And so I think that's part of what makes teenagers feel difficult. It's what makes them feel like they're all over, it makes them feel like they're all over the place, makes us feel like they're all over the place, because every emotion has the potential to be so huge and to be so consuming. And so if we just know this is part of their development, hopefully that helps us as parents step back from it a little bit so that we don't get caught in those emotions so much. And the dance parents or caregivers get to make is the dance between, I think it's easy to kind of throw up your hands and just be like, oh my God, everything is drama with you, right? And then kind of like really fully step away. That is, not only are you stepping away in terms of like fixing or helping or guiding, which often they don't want, but also if it's too exasperating or too much for the caregiver, then it's kind of easy to get into an abandonment situation where there's sort of an emotional or mental abandonment, like, fine, then I'm just not going to help you, right? Like, fine, you do it. And I think it's a very different reaction to hold our nervous systems a little more steady and be able to say like, okay, I'm hearing you don't want my help, and I'm going to let you go ahead and deal with this. And if you need, if you get to a place with this where you need help, then you can come find me, kind of thing. And if that's where they get to, then that we can be helpful and actually step into that. Excuse me. And I remember reading about this kind of stuff in parenting handbooks or, parenting guides when my kids were little. And the problem for me was always that I didn't have that capacity to regulate myself that way. I was so tied up with my inner child and my experiences of being a small kid, of feeling neglected or, abandoned in some way, or feeling like I wasn't getting my needs met. And so that made their emotional like uprising always caught mine and brought it with me. Or brought it with theirs. And so it felt really hard to ever be calm in the face of their upset. And as teenagers, then we get to, it's even more complicated. So if you have a lot of stuff that happened during your teenage years that was difficult, that was traumatic, that was untended or untaken care of, if you felt alone, neglected, if you felt abandoned, if you felt alone in the world, all those things may contribute to finding it very difficult to stay regulated when your kid is kind of like having their dramatic experience, right? And the goal with the teen is to be able to stay present, as in like, okay, then this is, you can handle this. I believe in you. And if you need anything, you can come ask. So present, but not fixing or jumping in with them, right? Because the other option I said earlier, there was sort of this like one sort of way we can swing is to be like, fine, then, just do it yourself. And then the other option would be like, here, I'm going to help you, and I'm going to, and like getting overly involved. And the teen, because they're in that place of individuation and independence, that's what they're working on. It's good to give them that place and not step so far away that they feel like if they make a mistake or if they find out they really do need help, that they can't come back to you. The hope is that the teen feels like you're giving them the chance to do whatever they need to do, and then that you're there if something goes awry. So, like I said, these things kind of intertwine with our experience in the teen years. And so our job then as parents is to take care of the ways of our own teen experience, getting into a place where we do one of the sort of extremes of like, fine, or hey, I'm going to do that for you then because you're not capable. Those things come, I think, from those old places, and that they're not even really about necessarily so attached to the person that's in front of you. And that's really unfair to the teenager. And so, knowing that the work that we do to tend to ourselves and our old wounds is really worthwhile, in that it goes a long ways toward taking care of our relationship with our teen who's actually in front of us now. So the more we can take care of ourselves, whether it's therapy, whether it's, self-exploration around it, whether, sometimes our spiritual communities can help us kind of find that fine tune and take care of some of that inner stuff too. Wherever you have a strong community or a strong, ability to take care of some of those really vulnerable things, all of those things really do benefit your relationship with your teen, because they help you stay in a place where you can be regulated, where you can be present, but also giving the teen space to take care of their stuff, take care of what's in front of them, take care of their lives, and learn how to do that. So I guess what I'm saying here is that I'm realizing that over the years from toddlerhood to teenhood, that the thing that most changed for me was my ability to take care of and regulate my own inner experience. And that's given me this, not 100% of the time, I still get, I can still get pulled into the drama stuff. So I'm not pretending like I have this down, or that I have this perfectly, or that really anyone can be perfect all the time. It depends on your capacity at any given moment, right? How tired you are, whether or not you're sick, whatever, something else is going on, something else stressful. And we can end up in those places where we just don't have the bandwidth to self-regulate in the face of this big thing going on in front of us, right? So we're not going for perfection. We're going for being able to do it in the times that we can do it, and we're going for as much consistency as we can in those places of being able to be in the face of difficulty and to be calm with it. And hopefully then what that's also doing is teaching the teen how to do that, right? Their stuff internally is all over the place. They're learning that it's possible to stand with something that's difficult and still be calm, right? The more we can practice doing that very thing. So if you have any thoughts or questions about this, feel free to post below. And thank you for being here. Thank you for watching.